Welcome back, Java students. I'm going to do a second programming example. This time I'm going to write a program that's going to input the radius of a circle and compute the area of a circle. This program is going to demonstrate input, output, how to format, and do some math. So here I am in my class, test class, and here's main. So if I'm going to input the radius, I'm going to need a variable for the radius.
Distracted by the development environment.
And I'm going to initialize it always to 0.
One property. It carries around how big it is. So it has a length property. We ask the rainfall.
So if I'm going to compute the area of a circle, I'm going to need another variable for that result.
Segment on the for loop.
I'll initialize that
We talked
to
about
0.
something briefly called the enhanced.
So if I research the area of a circle formula, it's the radius squared
in Java looks like this. We declare a local variable and
times
put it as
pi.
this local variable.
So we know pi is
Here's the
3.14
do
something.
with that element of the
What I'm going to
array.
do is I'm going to
So this is
get
little
a
subject. You don't
constant
have to keep track of the index
pi
each time through the loop.
from one of my
Local
imports. So my
variable
formula is going to
has
be
the next
area
value in it. It does the same
gets
thing. These two for
radius
loops do the same thing.
times
Here's the old
radius
style where we had to keep track of the
times
index and use it,
pi.
and the new style where each time through the loop we just get the next one. This
And
is for reading
notice,
data out of the array only.
This can't be resolved to a
Use the
variable.
enhanced for loop to put long time to declare
So how do I get a
variable.
constant pi in Java? Well, I'm going to go out to the Google or to a textbook, and I'm going to do a little bit of research, and it's going to come back and tell me that I need to import static java.lang.math.pi in capital letters. Notice when I hover over this now, it is equal to 3.141592, da 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 da.
That's how you write it in Java. Int array with the
So that is an
brackets,
estimate of pi, and that is a
with
constant.
the
It's not
data
going to
type.
change.
You can
So
write it
again,
in
I could have
Java with the
typed
square brackets
that out, but this
after
is the
name
preferred
of the
way
variable
to do
like
it.
that, but the
So
preferred
when I
style
run
is
this,
kind
the
of a
area
C++
should be
style.
correct. Let's run
The
it.
preferred style is to put the square brackets with
And
the data type.
notice
so we think of
I
that
have no input
we
or
have a
no
different data
output.
type
So
called an
before I
int
can
array. We don't have
compute
an array yet.
the
We have a
area, I
reference
need to get a
variable that
value
could
for the
refer to
radius.
an array of ints if we actually had one. So we're going to now go and allocate the memory for
Notice the print or system.out.println can also be truncated down to just print. The ln is new line, the print is leaving the printhead on the existing line.
Subscripted from 0 through 9. So we have the variables grades sub 0, and we could say
Which I kind of
grades
like when
sub
I'm doing
0
input. So I'm going to
gets
say a prompt, enter the
99, which is
radius,
grade.
and now I'm going to
Grades
say radius
sub 1
gets,
gets grades.
and if I was in
sub
C, I'd be
0
using a
minus
scanf,
10.
possibly. If I was
So
in
anywhere
Python,
you
I'd be
would
using
use an int, you
input
can now
function.
use an element of the array. And
Java,
I made
a little
10 of
different.
them here.
I need to
So we
actually
would have
create an
grades
input
sub 0
object.
through grades sub
I need to
9.
create an
We wouldn't
input
want
object
to
before I
deal
can
with
get
each one
input. So to
individually.
create an
We
input
would not be
object,
much better off than if
it's going to
we
be
declared
of type scanner, and this is
individual
in the other
variables. So we're going to
slides.
access the
I can
elements
name the
of the
subject
array
anything I want.
using a loop. And a for loop would be a good choice for this. So let's make a for loop. Int I gets 0. I is less than grades length and I++. So
Now,
each array
notice it's
in
giving me
Java
this
knows
error,
how many elements
and it says it doesn't know what
and this
scanner
is the only
is.
thing it knows.
So basically, I
So
need
you
to
can say
import
the name of the array dot length
scanner
and
into
look
my
at this,
program.
stop
And notice
condition.
Java
We
did
want to
all
stop
that
where
for me.
I
I didn't
is
have
less
to
than
remember it,
length
so
of
that's
the
kind of
array. So
nice.
the last value of
So
I
now,
for which this condition
let's go
is
through this
true
line. This is a
is
class
9.
scanner.
So
This
in
is the
here,
object
we
I'm
would be
creating. This
talking
name can be
about
anything I want.
grades.
This word new
Sub
is
I
always
give
used to
everybody
create an
a
object. We'll see later.
Each
Here's
time
my
through
class
this
scanner
loop,
again, and this is
I
the method that
goes
I'm going to be
from
doing. All right, so now I have this input object, and I can use it. Radius gets input.
So this loop, this for loop that touches each element
Yeah.
of the array
Now,
is just very
this
common.
object has all these behaviors in it or methods, and you can go in here and take a look at all these behaviors or methods.
So why don't
Well,
we
the
see if
radius
we have
happens to be a
something
double, so
working
I'm just going to say
and
next
my
double. I could
breakpoint
say
toggling
next
is
float, I
not
could say
touching on
next
this
end, I
machine.
could say next
So
long,
I'm
and
going to
so
run
on.
this
Next
in
double.
the debugger, and we can watch this loop happening and make sure that we can see that we have
So
an
now
array
this formula
of
should
handling
work.
int variables. So here we
Let's
go
test it
into the debug perspective, and in
by
our
printing it out.
variables we have a variable called grades, and we can pop that open and find out that, well, we set a couple of them earlier to 99, and then we subtracted 10.
Now I'm going to use
Put 89
concatenation to
in
get this
element
output,
1.
so I'm going to display the
So we
area
have
of a circle
elements 0
is
through 9.
space plus
Notice
the
here
area.
that elements of an array are always initialized.
And that's enough. So let's see if
Different
this
from other
runs.
languages. When you allocate
So what is the
space for
radius?
something
I'm
in
going to
Java,
enter
all of the
66,
memory is initialized.
and it's going to
So
say
if
the
it's a
area of
count,
the circle is
elements of the array would be initialized to
13,684.777, yada,
0
yada, yada.
if it was double.
So what if I don't want
0.0,
my output to
and
look
so
like
on.
that? I would like commas
So
to
let's
separate my
through
numbers
this
on the
code
left side of the
and
period,
watch grades sub
decimal
I.
point, and I want to display maybe
What's
only
I?
2 to the right.
There it is down there.
So
I is 0.
this output
So grades
needs to be
sub
changed.
0
I want to format
gets
this
100.
number. I want
That
to
line
format
has
this
not
to
yet
look like
executed,
13
but when I
comma
do execute it, you see that
684.78,
and then we
or
go
2
to the
decimal
next
places
I.
to the right.
So as we
All
step
right,
through
Java
this,
again has
I
tons of different
increases, and we
methods,
put
so I
100
need to
in
create a
each
new
element
object
of the array.
called a
You
decimal
can't do
format
anything
object.
with all of the array elements at the same time. So if you want
And
to
this
do
can be
something
named
with
anything
all
you
of the
want.
elements
This
of
object,
an
I'll just put
array,
little
you
df
make a
for
loop,
decimal format.
and you do it with each one at a time using the square bracket syntax to touch each of the elements. Okay, so you might be able to guess that you can have an array of any data type. I'm making an array of ints
And
here,
what do I want
but
my
you could make
format
an
to
array
look
of
like?
doubles or an array of
So
chars
if you
or
go
an
into
array
my
of
power or my
booleans, whatever you
slideshow,
want
you'll
to
see
make.
some different
Let's have a
options
look
for what
now
goes
at
inside of here. But inside of double
this
quotes
item
is my
here.
decimal format.
I
So
put a
for example,
constant
if I
in
wanted
here, which
uh,
is the value 10.
to force
I
2
didn't, there
places
doesn't
to the
happen to be a
right of a
constant in
decimal
Java.
point, that's how I would
Suppose
do
I
it.
had a
Let me get
variable
semicolon
kicking
in there.
around, or I was going to ask the user
Oh, by the way,
what it is
notice
they want,
is I have a
and
red
the user enters the
error.
value 30. I'm not
It
going
does
to
not
bother
know
to
what
go
decimal
out
format
and
is, so I have to do this.
get a value from
Import
the user. You
Java
know how to do that.
text.decimal format. Notice it
You can
tells
put a
me as I
variable
go.
here.
So this
So
would get me,
memory
let's take a look
allocation
at
for an
using this
array
decimal
is
format and
done
see what it does get
dynamically.
me. Well, to use the decimal
Runtime,
format, I
we
need to come in
evaluate
here and
this.
say
It
new
must be a positive int,
format,
and that
and
many
as an
elements are
argument
allocated
to that
when
will be the
this
variable that I
now
want to
line
format.
11 executes. So what are the restrictions
Not
on
new
this?
format, that's
It
decimal
can't be a
format.
negative number.
Decimal format.
You can't allocate
So let's see if it
negative
changes
100
what we see
elements
down
for
here.
your array. That wouldn't make sense. It can be
All
0. You can
166
have
again.
an array with 0 elements in it.
And there is my
It can't be a. That's actually
my
int, but something promoted to
13,684.78.
int is
So
the
remember that
best way
used to
of
be
saying it.
.77 and a bunch of numbers.
So you
Now
can
.78. So I
allocate as
did
many as you
truncate
need.
down to 2 places to the right,
Let's just
but I still do
declare
not get
a
that
couple
comma.
more arrays.
So let's see if we
make an
can't
array
fix
of
that.
doubles, and I'm going to make a double array, and I'm going to call it data, and I'll say
And again, if you
new
Google decimal
double,
formats, this guy right
and then
here
say I
says
want room for
zeros are
100
force
double
numbers,
values.
the pounds are optional numbers,
So
and
let's
after
fill
3
in that
digits,
array
I will
of
have a
doubles with some
comma after
random
all
values.
3 digits. So let's see if
So
what that does,
for
and I think this is going to solve my problem.
I get 0.
Check it
I
out.
is less than
13,684.78.
0.99999.
So again,
So
what you're
almost
going to
1,
find out,
but it will never generate
this is
1
the only thing I
answer.
don't like about Java. It's very wordy,
I could
and
print
there's
those
just
out,
lots of
or
little
I
methods
could
and objects that
watch
you're
it
going to
in the
need.
debugger. My
I'm going to test this one more
preferred way
time.
is always to watch
Instead
in
of
the
66,
debugger.
I'll put
Okay, let's debug
666,
this.
which should give me a
So
bigger
I want
number.
to watch the array
And
data
notice
fill out
it
with,
put a
notice
comma
that it has
after,
0.0 in each element,
let's just say in the right
and I want to
place,
watch it
in the
fill
right
up
place.
with random numbers
And again, I
generated
can
by the
change this
math.random
decimal
method.
format
So you
tons
can
of
see that they're
ways,
all
and I
between 0
recommend
and
you
1.
either go to the Google
You'll
or to my
never actually
slideshow.
see 1, but up to 1.
I'm about 10 minutes
So
in,
in this
so that's
example,
all
we
for now.
saw